Sorry, Dan. I'm just kind of like doing 60 things on my screen over here.
No, yeah, do what you got to do. I'm watching this auction develop with
Yeah,
amusement.
I will let you know in a second when we're ready to roll. Okay, where's my stream here? Give me 1 second, okay?
Yeah.
Almost there, folks. We'll be right with you. Keep watching the action. Almost there, folks. We'll be right with you. Keep watching the action. Almost there, folks. We'll be right with you. Keep watching the action. Almost there, folks. All right, Dana. So sorry about that.
All right.
Welcome back. Can you hear me okay? All right, Dana. So
I
sorry
can hear
about
you.
that.
All right.
Welcome back. Can you hear me okay? All right, Dana. So
I
sorry
can hear you.
about
All
that.
right. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me okay? All right, Dana. So sorry
I can hear you.
about
All
that.
right.
All right, we can stop that echoing going on there. Folks, we are watching right now somebody that Dan is quite familiar with at the table, Chris Wilenkin, and her partner Gavin play against the North-South pair here. Rosenthal, the team that is sitting east-west at the moment, is pretty far ahead in the match, but these are systems we kind of understand, Dana, and we can have a good time kind of analyzing the this new partnership here with Wolpert and Wilenkin.
And you're a pretty regular player with Gavin, so you're familiar with his style, yes?
I'm a regular talker with Gavin. I don't. We have never played bridge together. That
Really?
no, yeah.
Oh, I feel like that needs to be fixed.
You know what? I'm terrified to play with either one of them. To be fair, I don't want to disappoint him. But take a look at this. Gavin opened a strong two clubs. It looks like, and
Interesting.
we're getting a bit of interference with the north-south hands, which are quite interestingly shaped.
Yes. So I was surprised that the North hand didn't venture in over two clubs directly with, I don't know exactly what, but something.
Yeah, exactly. But they decided to act now, right? After partner chimes in with some diamonds over two diamonds.
Yeah, that
Very interesting.
three diamonds was frisky.
Frisky is a very good word for it, actually.
But they look like they've done well. I mean, this is a well,
Well, well.
well, let's see. The limit of the cards for East West appears to be five because you're off two aces. Maybe even yes, five, no helpful refs. And this is gonna have some trouble.
Yeah. And the other table was five hearts double making. Did you already mention that? I'm just getting all
Oh
of our stream
no. Well,
info up.
that's a good result for the East West at
Interesting.
that table.
Well, I don't know if you watched any of the action in the first set, Dan, and there was a six hearts re-round making. Johnny
Woo!
Hurd executing that one.
Uh, Rob, are you familiar with the North-South pair, Nicole and Philip?
I'm not. No. I know I would probably know them if I saw them, but the one
Mhm.
thing we have going for us, at least on this platform, is every bid we're going to get their explanation of. So if there's
Oh, that's great.
anything we need to worry about, it's amazing, Dana. We're going to get all the info.
Yes.
And this now you've played in this and or the mixed version of this, right? This is just a brutal assault on your brain power, isn't it?
It is long and grueling, but also really fun because you get to play against the best in the country,
Yeah.
all gathered together for this purpose.
And
Um,
and this is really interesting because this event has one winner basically, or one survivor that's going to get to go to uh, the World Championships, right? So it's a little bit more pressure. You don't have that kind of losers bracket to navigate through. You're one and done this time.
yeah, this is an exciting one. Are the World Championships confirmed in Buenos Aires,
I
or did
bel
they?
I believe
Yes.
so, and I've been practicing my Spanish just in case. And let's get that. Now we can get that Twitch feed up on Lovebridge. So I hope that anyone going to Lovebridge now, if you're not watching us live on Twitch, will be able to watch us live on Twitch, and we are going to enjoy 15 boards of high-level bridge and East-West. I guess if they make five, they'll outpace the 850, right, Dana? That'll be a little extra.
Uh, yes, although they've got
They've already lost three. Sorry, that shows how I'm paying attention here. We can't retroactively go back and gain that trick.
it's been an interesting play situation. Declare chose to rough clubs in dummy rather than to play for the diamonds to be split, which they are. Um, so if Gavin backs a heart here, Declare will have to rough a last club and sort of go to bed with a club loser. So let's see, three. We're down three, 135.
So not as much, eh? Almost.
Not as much.
But how
This
can
would be
you
a small swing for
how can you expect 850 to be slamming down on the other table?
the youngins.
All right, now I can pay more attention, Dana. My windows are all ready.
All right, all right.
Yes.
You're all set. I am also I'm locked in. I've got a cat asleep in my arms, which is my
Amazing.
favorite thing. Yes.
This we were talking about this in the first set with Adam and Danny. It's you and another person in a room with a couple of tablets, and that is weird if you're just used to playing bridge at a table. It's
Have you tried it, Rob? Have you played?
I mean, no, I haven't. I've never played with tablets or in that kind of screen mate situation. I kind of we talked a lot about this actually. The table feel is still there to some degree because you have your
Oh
screen
yeah.
right there. And Adam
Yep.
said something really interesting. He said in the closed room when it's just you and the other person, they'll sometimes be even more revealing with their emotions and some of their maybe thoughts about partner in certain situations. So it's an interesting take on it. I thought. Do you like it? Do you find it weird to get in the
So
mode?
I loved it. I didn't know what to expect either. I really loved it.
Got it.
I liked it both socially and for bridge reasons. So socially is a little strange thing to say, but
Right.
I did graph operating for trials in the past when it's just four people in a hotel room, and it's like the silence is deafening.
Yeah. Right.
It's
Exactly.
incredibly intense. Everybody's got their game faces. Everybody's locked in all the time, and there's sort of no relief, even for the dummy or anything, because the table is so tense. Whereas when you're in, a room with another person, some of the time one of you is dummy, or
Yeah.
they're just like taking forever on the other side of the screen, and you don't know what's going on, but you're kind of getting to know your screen mate and just chatting. So that's it can be relaxed and fun. Um,
And
also,
I mean, I've heard talk of even when there's still beds in the room, sometimes just sacking out for a second with your tablet over there. I mean, I would fall asleep during the bridge tournament, but
well, I haven't seen that. I take bets on who might have.
yeah, we'll talk afterwards. See who that
Okay,
is.
okay.
I don't have any firsthand information. Obviously, I've never played that style, but I
So
mean,
so yeah, so I enjoyed it socially, just getting to know my screenmates better and hanging out with them, but also from a bridge perspective. If you're if you're really concerned about the ethics of bridge, and you
it's
are sort of, it's such a relief
it's a
because
solution.
for
Yeah.
those players who are taking measures to be actively ethical, it's kind of exhausting to think about all the time. What do I know from my partner's tempo, and
Yeah.
what inference can I take that's the opposite? Or what is counter indicated by tempo,
And the good thing
which is a
about these
way that
tablets is that they build in like a certain random number of seconds before they essentially virtually pass the tray, so to speak. Right?
yes,
It's good. It's unfortunate we have to come up with solutions like this for these reasons, but
yeah. I mean, but it's really just so much better.
and to be fair, Dana, for the first like four tricks of this hand, I thought they were playing four hearts doubled, not four spades doubled. So if my
Ah,
comments
okay.
make you feel weird,
I was a little confused.
when I said making five, I'm like, oh, they have a chance to do better. No, 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 not in
So
four
the
tricks.
defense erred a little bit in a very understandable way here, based on North's declarer play.
How so?
Um, so the winning line for East West was to was to not cash the last trump. It was to try just to go ahead and force declarer, and hope that declare keep their diamonds as stoppers.
Yep.
Instead, in an effort to force declarer here in order to stop the club roughs, that and not realizing that the diamonds were going to set up, it looks like they gave up some under tricks, but
Understood.
very hard for them to see because it was kind of counter indicated by
By the way,
declarer's
Declare
lineup.
played it. Yeah, yeah, they took kind of a different idea what they had there. Interesting three club call with this 6-3-2-2 North End. I guess we can say they're aggressive, whoever they are. Hey,
Well, a little bit unpredictable. Nicole was not aggressive on the last hand when she had
right.
that very interesting 5-5 over the two club opening.
And now is just in here. I mean, white, and I can't imagine they do anything, right?
That's a little too. I mean, I've seen Gavin make some really aggressive takeout doubles, but this seems like a bridge too far.
I think if he had a stiff club, he would probably be in there. But with this kind of semi-balanced hand, he's probably just gonna let this one go.
Semi-balanced
Can't
nine
blame him,
count. He
right?
sort of knows that East is sorry, his right hand opponent is likely got a good one.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. And so it's kind of a split decky type hand, except for North is a disaster. I mean, I like the bid, but that's nice. I mean, it's interesting. I asked a lot of players about this, Dana, because I played like a bunch of poker. So if you're
Mm,
playing a lot against the same opponents, sometimes these sorts of bids can be like, hey, you know, take a low risk option to let this know if this is in your range. Whether that's helpful or not. But
hmm
maybe I'm thinking way too deeply about that. But I can imagine some idea of that.
That's something I've talked to Chris a lot about, the idea of something being in your range and having sort of a dangerous range for your opponents.
Yeah.
Um,
But it's also for your partner's range.
yeah,
So that's the
yeah.
problem.
I mean, and I think one thing that sometimes Chris and I also talk about is the idea that there's not uh, perhaps the right answer with Gavin's hand here. Yes, most players would pass, but maybe the right answer is you want to be doubling 10% of the time. Um,
Yeah, very very similar thoughts like that. Yeah, like the range of choices you're gonna whip out there in those opportunities. Like sometimes 30, sometimes 10, sometimes whatever, depending on the situation. Interesting.
right, which is a thing that poker understands at some level, but
Totally.
when we give bridge problems, we don't really think that way yet.
Yeah.
We think that there's an answer of what people should do, like the way that we give challenge the champs and bidding box hands.
Totally. I love those. I mean, I could spend years just sitting there with Challenge the Champs and a fun partner to bid with. In fact, we were talking about you last night. I was with, I can't remember who I was with, but I said my favorite time to play was with you, and you taught me the Phantom Club system. Which, folks, if you're out there, that's one of the most fun systems I've ever played in my life.
Phantom Club is a surprisingly playable, very fun
Yeah.
system. So, Rob, you want to explain the mechanics?
So yeah, in fact, I ran a class with no kidding beginner intermediate players, and I forced them to play Phantom Club. And the reason I did it is because it is a terrific way to practice overcalling, right? Because the whole point of the system is You pretend that your right hand opponent has opened one club and you bid accordingly. So if just wrap that around your head, folks. No one's playing Phantom Club in this event, so thank goodness we don't have to talk about it. But
More's the pity, really.
yeah,
But
and honestly,
but yeah,
I thought it was going to be the worst class I ever taught. People loved it. They love Phantom Club as long as you remind them that that's what's happening.
I mean, it's super fun.
Yes,
You get to, so two club overcall, for example, two
that's
club
Michael's.
opening is Michael's. When you bid one club, it's as if you were doubling one club.
Yep, crazy.
And an overcall is just like if you open a diamond,
Yeah, eight
seven
plus. Yeah, seven.
more high card points. You have to alert your passes also because you might have 13 points and no bid.
All right, so the North South team is clawing back a few of these imps
Yeah.
that they lost in the first set. I mean, obviously, these are 2-day events, folks. So this is segment 2 of 8. So this is, I would say, maybe the first couple sets are just feeling yourself and the other people out and just getting used to each other. Especially Gavin and Chris have not played very much together, so this
I
is
believe this is maybe not literally their first time, but maybe their second time and first time in a decade.
that's so funny. Because I feel like I've known both of them for so long. It's weird. I can't picture them playing at
Yeah.
some point. Ooh, the
So one
broadcast is
thing I'm
sped up by
seeing,
5%. Good.
yeah, did you know that was gonna? I think that's a great innovation.
Yeah, yeah. So what they're doing is when there's slow play, they'll kind of slow it down a little bit. We saw a little pause earlier. Like at some point, there was just it stopped, and now they'll speed it
Mm.
up when the play's faster. It's great. I mean, the technology is amazing, as we've talked about already in this broadcast. Ooh, here it goes a club pass a heart double. You would think. Sorry, that's the perfect support double, folks. Take a look at it. If there are advancing players watching this out there, that is as standard as can be. Hey, partner, I have 3 hearts. And it looks
I
like,
always joke that sometimes doubles are two ways. So here he has a perfect textbook support double, three card support for partner,
yep,
great hand. But also he's got spades covered. You
exactly.
guys want to play spades? I double you.
Yep,
I'm just kidding.
I'm ready.
That's not what that bid means. You
Of
can't
course.
choose.
Yeah,
You can't
well,
have.
in the old school days, the power of the double hitting the table is that's the cheating aspect of it. But
Oh yeah.
now the tablets have obviated that. Nice diamond holding here no wonder they're making over tricks everywhere. Queen Jack
Oh
tight of
yes.
diamonds.
Queen Jack tie of diamonds, ace of clubs onside.
My goodness.
Easy game.
Yep, exactly. So they're gonna just probably try to untangle clubs pretty quickly, right? Are they just gonna play a spade to the ace club?
Spade to the ace club. Yes.
I'm gonna try to at least get one of those off the menu, one of the clubs off there. And the other thing we can do, Dana, that's super cool, we can stack up the match side by side for us, so we can look at it
Ooh
that
la
way.
la.
Or and we can see you see on the lower left corner where it says frequency, we can kind of sweat the results at every table on an interesting board. So you let me know where you want to go. The world's your oyster.
Oh my goodness. So I have heard from viewers that the side by side is a little bit harder to follow.
Yeah, there's a lot going on, so it's nice
Mhm.
for like if they're simultaneously doing something. But I like this one focus, and especially because I don't know what Nicole and Philip look like, but this is one of the more attractive bridge tables if we had cameras here. With Chris and Gavin being there.
It's good looking young men.
Don't
Young
tell
men.
either of them I said that, by the way. That's just
I
going to go
will. I'm
right to their
reporting this.
head. Luckily, it's all going to be recorded at some point.
I know, but I'll make note of the timestamp here.
Here we go. And then as we keep talking about their looks, they keep speeding up the broadcast. Let's get this over with here. So there it is. Then just trying to kind of clear out the clubs right now. Looks like
So
Chris is probably going to lead a
probably gonna
diamond or a heart. Okay.
either was definitely possible here. Um,
He kind of
di
knows that he has the jack of diamonds also, so this is like a win-win for him, eh? If
surely.
if they try to ruff twice, he's realizing a trick, and if not, he has the ace of clubs in the pocket.
I think he probably would have come. Maybe not. Could he still rough one, lose one? I think it's the same.
Yeah, it seems like it. I can we can do our little our button here.
Oh, we can cheat.
Oh yeah. I think we were on the right page though. There we go. And now he just gives up a club after drawing around a trump, and
And
that is making a lot of tricks.
it really is.
But the same at the other table. I mean, lots of luck
There
on this
was
one,
a,
obviously.
oh, for sure. Two diamonds looks like a pretty nice spot for north south.
Yeah, yeah. Sold, sold to the low bidder. All right, here we go. Four spades in the south in the other room, and you can see why here. It's probably going to go a spade pass four spades. What do you think?
Hmm. Are north south playing standard or precision?
It's a good question. I don't know. I guess we'll find out at some point. Gavin doubled with this hand. Interesting.
Ah, look at that. Uh-oh.
Is it gonna go five heezies now? King of
I
spades
mean,
is in a weird
it's not
spot, eh?
King of spades is not a good card,
But
but
his diamond suit's
look at
got to
the
be
rest
good
of his
for him, right?
hand.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. What do they lose? They lose a spade, two hearts, unfortunately,
Two hearts
and a club.
and a club. So two is a little bit too much, but you know, well,
King of spades is just unfortunately a wasted card. But I mean, what are you going to do
yeah,
with that hand? That hand's amazing opposite a double. Thank you,
I
partner.
agree. I mean, it's totally. It's I guess it's a little unlucky that the queen of diamonds is onside, but it's pretty unlucky that you have ace jack third of hearts off. So
Right, right, exactly. Equal parts of maybe a little more weighted towards that. But I mean, is it possible North decides to bid rather than double? I mean, I think South just has to double, right? With the ace jack
yeah, I think South is
king
going to happily
clubs.
double with his bad hand and good defense against hearts, but
And that,
North is going to be a little uncomfortable.
right, yeah. I mean, I can see West and North being a little uncomfortable with this action at this point, right? However,
Gavin is
West
not happy.
West way more uncomfortable. Yeah, this might be one of those times where their emotions are getting revealed in the room. All right.
Oh
Here
well,
we
they're in
go.
other rooms. Chris is just like happy as a
Well, that's what I
clam.
mean.
He's
Like
like,
in one room, there's like I'm gonna if
so,
I
so
can if I stay here for the if the internet is good and this one is good. I want to take some photos and video of those rooms they're in because it's really interesting.
oh
Just
yeah, it
an
is really
odd
interesting.
dynamic, you know.
Hmm. So unfortunately, this sort of helpful lead doesn't help Chris that much.
Right, and honestly, I was just going to ask. It seems like a pretty reasonable choice for him on this, knowing partner raised to four spades. This is one of those times where leading an
Mhm.
ace makes a lot of sense. For those of you saying, "Hey, I guess you're not supposed to do that," that's not too bad here.
Yeah, I know what some people I know would say if they were east and they saw
Talk to me.
they saw that. You call that a double?
Would they do something like this? Like just make weird sounds. Oh, okay.
It's one of those times it's good not to be in the same room or even, within
Yeah,
earshot of your
I was
partner.
saying that is a pretty good. If you have like I don't know. I like the idea of being in separate rooms. I don't like seeing my partner shake their heads at me, which they have every reason to do.
So many things to be said, right?
Yeah.
Most people would give it at least a little eyebrow, you know,
Yeah,
maybe a little eyebrow
it's
raise.
hard to have an amazing poker face in those situations. Yeah.
Where's the hand you held during the auction? All sorts of things could happen.
We've
The only
all
thing
we've heard them all.
um, I play often with Alex Perlin, who's a wonderful player.
Well, he was the guy that won the robot tournament, national robot tournament, like 2 years in a row, basically.
I think he's
Alex.
won 3 of the last 5 years. I mean,
He's
he's
amazing.
insane. He's a fabulous player, but also, is one with the robots for sure.
For sure. That's an interesting low club lead there, a trick too.
Yeah, that's sexy.
Scoring the queen, wow. And then opening up the
Um,
rest of it.
but it doesn't matter what your hand is. If you put down the dummy and you're playing with Alex, he will tell you that that was a magnificent dummy.
That's
Um,
that's my type of partner. Not
yeah.
surprisingly, he's one of the nicest guys I've ever met, actually. So, and you pick good partners for sure.
Yeah, that one's I have no complaints. That I'm just saying, if I put that down that dummy, he would be so happy,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
at least make all of us believe it.
Thank you, partner. Lovely, lovely. So Nicole's up there thinking about, well, what did partner just do there? That was pretty sweet. Now they know
Yeah,
partner either has king jack or stiff king.
she might think that, yeah, something weird is going on in
Yeah.
clubs.
And now it's the bad news, unfortunately.
It is. Yeah, and
Yeah.
there's just
Exit and
no
then
way. Yep, for him
call
to
it
do
a
anything
day.
that will
Yeah.
help us. Yep.
All right, so not too big of a swing, right? It's what's 80? Is that three? 3 imps back there.
I think it's either two or three. We should know these things.
We should, but yeah, I teach a lot of bridge, Dana. So my playing days, are maybe they're most of them on BBO, so you don't have to think about that stuff.
I was watching a very experienced, highly seeded professional team that shall not be named do some imping in Louisville, and felt a lot better actually
Okay,
after.
all right, good, good. Yeah. I had a little bit like the World Championships. I was more into the imp swings, I guess, but my mind only has so much room, I suppose. I like that
So
we're.
this hand, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
This
sorry,
hand is
Dan,
more
go.
interesting to Chris because, or possibly more interesting to Chris. I feel like he might now play a club and exit a heart. He doesn't know that the diamond finesse is on side, so he's going to be trying carefully to.
He's gonna try to take as many chances as possible. You mean at getting the extras?
Yes, I think he's likely to play a club
Yeah,
now, to try to strip the clubs and then play a heart,
and
um,
then let the jack
and
of hearts win,
playing
and it's either a
and
slough rough.
playing stuff. Hmm.
Yeah, that would be the right way to do it, and we expect Chris to be right. And if not,
Yeah.
this is being recorded.
The time is now.
Are you in New York, Dana?
I am. So behind me is the 59th Street Bridge and the Roosevelt Island tram.
Oh, you moved. Oh, nice.
Oh, you were at our
Downtown.
yes,
Yeah,
downtown.
yeah. Long
We
time
are
ago.
downtown people, but now we live in the Upper East Side.
That's my territory. That's where I cut my teeth. Other than I guess I have 4 years in Murray Hill, I suppose, but
Oh, that's nice.
the junior house.
Of course. Well, we live very close to the reopened Honors
Oh
conglomerate.
yeah, on Park and like 50 something, right?
Mhm.
Lovely.
It's very nice.
Have you played yet?
I play with the aforementioned Alex
Nice.
sometimes on Wednesday evenings. It's
Great.
very nice.
Yeah, if you ever have a chance, that's New York's a pretty great place to play bridge. It's expensive, but it's a great place to play.
So now we see this playing out. He's
Yep.
gone for this end play.
And he gets it.
Right. And so now Philip has the choice of playing either a spade and
Yeah, or claiming. Which sword do you want to die with, the spade or and if it went spade, he would trump, pitch a diamond from dummy, rough a diamond if he needed to, but then by cashing the king of diamonds, it would have just led to that. But he made sure he was not losing another trick there the most ways possible.
He did. He was careful. Sometimes when we're watching and we see all four hands, we forget.
Oh my God, it's such an easy game when you're looking at all four. Oh, this is why is he taking so long? There's so much going on.
The careful down to end play.
Yeah, this is a nice lack of upgrade. Although I do like that 14 count, but playing 15 to 17, this would definitely just be a diamond with 4 3 3. I would say,
Yes.
unless
I
my
agree.
partner looked like they were kind of asleep or something, or tired. Very interesting stretched a bit of spade. Kind of, is this kind of preemptive in a way with nice insurance because you have four diamonds? Like you just feel like you can get in there like this.
I think so. I think that this is
It's a great it's a great obstructive bid here for sure.
it
Even
is, and he, I think would be planning to go back to diamonds and hoping to sort of preempt a game.
yep. And this is a pretty good four heart game, is it or isn't it? They're gonna lose a club. Yeah, it's pretty decent, right? They
Uh,
can shake diamonds on
Brooklyn
spades and rough a diamond.
diamond off the top and not too much handle. So
Right.
yeah, it looks spot on.
Interesting if they had different choices, like what three hearts is versus other choices after two hearts double, possibly. Because that's a pretty good raise there, eh? I'm sorry if I'm being Canadian there.
Oh, that was quite Canadian. But it's appropriate we've got Gavin here.
Yeah, yeah, it is appropriate.
I it is a good one, but I don't know. I'm not I guess maybe it's a Cupid with shortness in their suit. Although you have four of their other suit, and that's
Right,
where all your values are.
right. It's a weird hand,
Yeah.
and also like I guess I don't know. They may have some methods over double, but it doesn't seem like it. Three hearts would probably be their weakest if they had methods, I suppose.
Yes, often. Although I feel that that treatment is becoming disfavored now.
Yeah, you mean two major double, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the transfer, treatment.
right.
Uh, Good bid, good judgment.
Yeah, very nice. Vulnerability maybe comes into play there also for that decision. Like, hey, might as well give it a shot if partner has good fit in the right cards, and he ends up having the most amazing cards, really. Ace or king of diamonds
Risky.
lead.
Darn it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
how
Actually,
does
from
how
Chris's
does Chris
perspective,
say don't do anything? That's the I don't have any preference card.
yeah, I would
Yeah,
think
try to
so.
play the middle-ish card you can.
That's a really good point. So this, for most of us, when there's a singleton and dummy in a suit contract, this is a suit preference situation.
Yep.
And it's really good to have an agreement with your partner about. So if you play, for example, low is encouraging, is the lowest one suit preference for clubs here, or is it please keep playing the suit?
Yes.
You have to have a discussion about that because people have different
And
ideas.
the most normal thing to do is to play suit preference, but you're stressing something very important. Make sure you both know what you're doing. That's the most important thing in any partnership that wants to do well together. Yeah, Gavin looking like he wants to keep Dummy from roughing diamonds. Little does he know that they also have a couple of spades they can shake cards on as well.
Oh
And
yeah, Gavin's probably like perfect.
right. Chris has got the king of spades over there. I mean, what else
The
could you
ace.
have, right?
Yeah, he's got the hand locked down.
Yeah. Is he gonna try to sneak a club here? No,
Hmm.
right?
I mean, what's the old? I guess spades. I think she will. Hmm. Let's see.
Yeah.
Little tricky having played a heart to the king on that trick. I think that was
All right.
safe now to play
She's just gonna unblock spades and
unblocked
lead a heart to the
spades and
10. Yeah.
played a heart. Yep, for her 10,
For her making
his 10
four,
tricks,
right?
excuse me. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is gonna be one imp to the East West pair. Actually, they made five at the other table. Looks like she's gonna be a lock for 10 tricks here. Two spades, three hearts. That's all she wrote.
Indeed.
And maybe there's a nice eyebrow, like, oh, that was a nice one spade bid by Chris as well. Two eyebrows, one per player at this point. The takeout double and the one spade bid. But honestly, I love that. I love the ability here to not only bid a spade, which is somewhat preemptive against certain hands that South could have, but also just the back door diamond fit basically is just okay. You
Mhm.
know, I can kind of operate here in a way that is somewhat deceptive, but probably not going to get you in too much trouble unless it's a weird circumstance. Wow, look at look at all the hands, but the west hand in particular, pretty strong, unbalanced. Definitely doesn't look like you'd want to bid a slam, but they were in 3-0 Trump making six in the other room. But yeah, here you go. You're gonna try to find your way to 3-0. You bid three diamonds with the West Hand, Dan. If you don't agree with anything, just naturalish here,
Oh wow. Yeah,
or do
I
you?
would bid three diamonds. That hand is wicked good.
Right, and it could make a slam sometimes opposite, like a hand that has ace empty of spades or something, and some
Yeah.
other cards maybe,
I mean, the ace of spades and like uh,
like a
the
stiff
stiff
club or stiff
heart
heart,
club.
yeah,
Yeah.
and three or four diamonds or three diamonds, yeah. Let's.
Yeah, it's wild. Chris's style here also, it's tough. White on red, you can be a little frisky, but typically, I think many play that two is more constructive than three. So if you really had the worst possible hand, you might have opened three
That's
spades.
so funny because that's kind of the difference of way it used to be, kind of, in the preempting sphere. This is so funny. I know Gavin real well, and he hates the Tuno trumpet. He says people overuse it. People are bidding Tuno Trump over two of a major too often. It's ridiculous. But I mean, honestly, if this is a hand to do it with for sure, right? And
Yeah.
I guess is this. Let's see what Chris has announced this as. Not a minimum. Okay,
Okay. That's good.
it's
He
nice.
does not have a minimum. So Chris is also in second seat, which is another, and second seat is
That's
usually a
our
little bit
pre-mill
more
seat.
sound
Yeah,
than first or third.
it's interesting. Is this a spot in a new partnership that they may have just some like discrepancies in the range, like what is a good, what is a bad, like how do you equate this versus how I would.
Yeah, I think that's the kind of thing that they were trying to, in addition to what are all our doubles, what's Blackwood,
Yeah, yeah.
some of the basics that are very good to talk about in
Yeah,
any
yeah.
partnership. I think that that's a lot of what they were talking about,
That's
their
great.
styles for takeout doubles. I'm sure that Gavin's double that was, a little light is something that Chris has seen before and that they've discussed.
Yep.
Um, yeah, so I think that probably this was, their focus style more than fancy agreements about late round auctions that might
Yeah.
not come up.
And that's honestly that's the part a lot of people that are watching might miss. Sometimes they think people are just showing up and playing bridge. I mean, these guys, especially newer partnerships, they bid thousands of hands, bidding for hours, discussing, over discussing, just to make sure they're you know in the right spot when it matters. And then the question is, Dana, can they remember it?
Yeah. Well, they try to, really pick their spots. If they're going to ask their partner to learn something new for them, it's got to really mean a lot to them.
Sure. Yeah.
I think for both on both sides, they really respect the memory load and try to be careful about it.
Oh, nice. Knowing that partner has a good preempt with stiff queen of spades, Gavin just chooses what looks like a pretty safe four spade bid also, and that's going to work out
Yeah.
quite nicely. I mean, you can't necessarily go wrong. I mean, the spade position is terrible, obviously, but it's actually their spots are so good, it's not going to be that terrible for them. It's just going to
Yeah.
be an imp or two here.
Yeah. I think it's going to, this is one of those funny double dummy problems where it's like make six anyway or seven,
Yeah, right.
running diamonds through them after you
That's
cash
right.
out
You
at
can
the
have a little
exact
trump
right
co
order.
action on this one, right?
Yeah.
Let's let's see. Let's have some fun here. How many will Chris make?
Oh yes.
I guess.
I mean, but to your point about the preparation required, I think that this pair, and I'm sure many other pairs, they have two sets of notes, right? They have their long set of notes where they talk about everything, and then they have a condensed set of notes that's kind of like, okay, game day notes. Here are the ones
Yeah,
that we're going to learn.
and you'll get up in the morning and kind of page through those, or before the session, and just kind of refresh everything, right? Just go over some auctions in your head. And,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, great.
Yeah.
I mean,
They're, uh, oh, Chris, Wimp. Um, yeah, they're going to know those notes cold.
yeah,
So
And then
That's
honestly, both being like real high level experts, they're going to have kind of common ground in auctions that they may not have talked about. So that there's also that kind of similar understanding of high level expert agreements would be helpful to both of them for
absolutely.
sure.
And for things like that, it's kind of funny, but it helps that they're both American. Um,
Ish,
Gavin being honorary
ish.
American at this point, kind of from the same, different styles prevail in different norms in Europe and
But they
Asia.
both played versions of a 2/1 system throughout their careers as well, so they probably have seen at least.
And in bridge years for sure, maybe not real years, they're the same generation, which also helps to have similar understandings. I recently
Totally.
played a mixed pairs with Bart Nab from the Netherlands, who's a world champion and he's wonderful. And I think we had like a 30% game.
Yeah,
We did not have the same
yeah. You just
background
not have the same
understandings.
understanding of how I the first time I played with the Romanians, Radu and Raluca, we had a couple options. We're like, yeah, I've never seen that one before, or I've never had it mean that before. That's great though. It's those are the best. Those are the best stories usually. All right, so it looks like I guess a spade, or sorry,
So,
a heart and a club basically is what they're gonna lose here.
yeah, let's see. When he runs through,
Yeah,
he's not even gonna.
thank goodness. That's that. It's also what Gavin says is make sure to claim so you don't misclick. All right, halfway through. I mean, not a, only maybe a couple of super exciting boards. Maybe let's give us a little sweat for just a second, Dana, just to see if this
Sure.
is all working. Here's that
Yeah, let's do it.
frequency thing. Somebody did try to play six diamonds on this hand and went down one. Not the best on that. So there's kind of
Oh
a
no.
little bit of a sweat of that board. And also, ooh, looks like this
Oh,
board
it
right here. This is the board we're looking at. Excuse me. Uh, they
that
are
that's
they were in six diamonds in the other room.
so how good or bad is six diamonds? So starting off, you're missing ace, queen, fifth of diamonds.
And the nine also. I mean, don't discount that one. Um,
um,
so
and
something weird happened for sure.
and you need a spade hooked. So that's a lot.
Yeah,
That's
that's too much. I think they're probably
yeah,
just
you
gonna
wouldn't
play three
choose to
no
be
trump
there.
here. You think, right?
I think so. Gavin doesn't have a particularly.
Yeah,
It wouldn't strike me as a hand that I would be thinking about slam opposite a
they
one
had
no.
some sort of disagreement at the other table. You would expect. In fact, I can probably
Well, you
find
see,
out.
Chris downgraded this hand with East, assuming they play a 15 to 17 no trump. I believe he has
Whoa, he has
18.
an 18 count. That is correct. He did downgrade his hand.
So I have talked to Chris about this, and
I hate
well,
it,
first of all,
but
oh,
I'm
you
not.
hate it.
I'm
You
not
hate it.
Chris. But I mean, just
So so I'm gonna guess three.
convert
So
me.
he's 4 3 3, which many experts consider to be this is the least desirable
Totally.
setup. But also one thing that I think a lot of newer players, and certainly I thought about when I started, when you have a suit that's solid, like Ace King Queen fourth of clubs, like that he has here, that's actually not so great. Because there's no chances for extra
Right.
tricks.
Yeah, it's three tricks
There's
and that's
no
it.
three, maybe four tricks because of the length. You're in
Yeah.
your long suit. That's it. When you have values like King Jack third, Queen 10 third, King Jack 10 fourth, things like that, those are things where you can get lucky or they can combine well with partner.
Or you trade the queen out to somewhere else and make it ace king 10 fifth instead of fourth, and now it's just an easier source of tricks. I like it for beginners, to be fair. I just wouldn't. I've never taught it that way. But seriously, because no trump's a really hard contract to begin with, and if they're disposed to open a no trump with this hand, they're not going to get in as much trouble. But I mean, it's not that they would have found slam anyway, but it is nice that he downgraded right here. Like, it's going
Yeah,
to
I
work
mean, it
out
made it much
super well.
easier. A 2-no rebid would
Excite
definitely feel
Gavin.
different for Gavin.
Totally. Because now, especially if he does find a diamond fit, his
Diamond
hand is
fit
not bad, right?
for sure. So yeah, I think Chris does this more than some other experts. I know many experts who would never downgrade. Um,
That's That was just my understanding for all time is just never downgrade. And I've said this recently, but honestly, that's me as a teacher, not necessarily as a as a world class competitor in the trials here. I mean, this is. But 4-3-3 would definitely be the hand I would be more apt to do it with for sure.
I don't think I would have done it on this one, but 4-3-3 with ace king queen tight.
Oh yeah,
Um,
now it's three and out, right?
yeah,
Unless something magic's happening.
that kind of holding, I think for me would always be looking to maybe downgrade.
Oh, super interesting. And now he's just gonna surrender a diamond for his extra trick and dummy, and that looks like that's a big swing for East and West. Vulnerable 760 or something is what we're getting here. I don't know what that
That's
is, Dan. What is it? How many amps?
I think 13, right?
It looks like it. I bet you're right.
Is
I
that
mean, I'm sure you're right. I'm just
no,
waiting for it to
I
update.
probably am wrong actually. Thir I don't know. I'm not gonna guess.
Apparently, Lovebridge is having a tough time calculating. No, it's 13. Magic.
Okay.
Exactly right. Dana Berkowitz, imp genius.
This should not go on my tombstone. This is
Are you playing the mixed? Because you are one of the top female players in the country.
oh.
Why? And
No, I'm working.
you
I'm working
you have a real
here.
you have a real job. You're a real person.
No,
Congratulations.
I
You do,
mean, this looks fun.
yeah.
These
what
folks
a
are working.
what a hand for North here. Just a very powerful 20 count with Ace King Queen Jack fifth of diamonds. Looks like
Yeah,
it's
great.
gonna go game force here. Probably two hearts, and
Hmm.
they'll find their way to 3-0. Which surprisingly, with all those good cards, you only get four diamond tricks on this hand, with Gavin holding eight fifth.
Well,
Oh,
no,
sorry,
no,
the
but you
ten of
got the
diamonds.
10
Excuse me,
dummy.
10 of diamonds is in
So
dummy. Sorry.
5, 6, 7. You just scoot in,
Yeah, you have to
depending
make sure not to overtake lazily.
on.
And it looks
Yeah,
like nine rippers also.
it's a little bit
Interesting.
uncomfortable
Three
on a
hearts. I would play this as some sort of splinter bid here usually, but
indeed. I would as well.
interesting. Maybe they have some sort of different meaning for a two heart bid here in their system, whatever it might be. Oh, Dana, I'm sitting here alone on this page, and I shouldn't be. I'm in the wrong
Oh
view
no.
here. There we go. Hello, Dana. Welcome back. We only heard your
Hi,
voice
good to
for.
see
I
you.
mean, we did the worst thing ever. We put my face only on one of these things. That's that terrible marketing.
Um, can we see if there's a frequency yet on what other folks have done on this hand? Has
Yes.
anybody
In fact,
gotten in
let's take a look
trouble?
at that right now. It looks like so far of the
Pretty
people that played it, it's just 3-0 Trump in each of these spots. Different
okay.
leads.
Everybody's
Yeah, everyone's kind of
kind of
staying
sober.
somewhat normal, I suppose.
I think this three heart bid might.
Might give us a variance of this result.
Yeah, I'm
It's
not
weird.
sure.
Oh, there it is. He thinks it's a splinter too, maybe.
Yeah,
Although, wouldn't that excite him? By the way, he has three small hearts and a stiff diamond. This is a weird
he has a
auction.
ridiculous hand.
This
Uh
this just seems like they're having.
yeah, they're having a misunderstanding.
Yeah,
And now Nicole is gonna go. Uh
yeah,
oh.
right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So one of the tricky things at this format, I think that's discreet. Um,
I mean,
sometimes,
she pushed the eject button probably at the right spot there, right? Just kind of,
yeah,
do I make it worse or? Sorry, Dan, I interrupted
indeed.
you there.
Oh no, no. Sometimes I don't know if that it was here, but sometimes people misclick, and it's
Yeah.
if you don't realize in time that there's been I've heard some interesting like adjudication issues from the directors about
Because
exactly
it
when the
technically
misclick
could
took
be
place.
construed as like a mechanical error in the old school bidding box rules, right?
Yeah,
But I guess once the tray gets passed essentially and someone makes a bid, there's also some issues with that, I suppose. It's weird.
I think I don't remember what they decided. I don't know if somebody more knowledgeable than us can
Well, that's what
is
I was.
watching.
I was. I was hoping you had some like inkling of have they kind of adjusted some bridge rules based on this format. I'm sure they have to some like reading kind of the World Championship stuff. You see they discuss it, but I don't think they've. They certainly haven't seen all the problems yet. Just like the like a Supreme Court.
So in practice, I recall when we were playing that somebody misclicked, we would just call the director right away and tell them to stop, you know, in
Right.
the other room. So if somebody realizes it at the moment, there's a thing where you can set it to double click, and you have to kind of,
Yeah, that would
there's
be
some
my
settings
mode.
on Leverage that help to avoid um,
Yeah, the
typos.
the odd misclick.
But if you do misclick, I think, and you realize it right away, I think that you're just call the director right away and they'll fix it. It eats
Yeah,
into your time a little bit, but it's not a big deal.
it's a
Um,
pretty damn good lead here. Not that there was a lot of choices for Gavin, but this is gonna work out okay as long it's probably gonna go club to the queen and then heart back maybe.
yeah, it's a great lead. Um, Very awkward for declarer now.
Yeah, and it's nice that Chris is sitting east. I mean, it's bad for Declara, but nice that he's only looking at two diamonds, so he knows at most they can, cash two diamonds before he's in there with a spade round.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder if he might not play it.
There are definitely eyebrows going up on both sides of the north-south tables for sure. There's a sorry partner from the other room. I wonder if that ever happens down here, Danny. You hear a loud "sorry, partner" from one room to the other. I mean, he's got to think he has a chance to make this, though, right? I mean, it's not an outside chance, I guess. He's got to lose two clubs, got to lose some hearts. But he's thinking maybe if things are behaving, I have a chance to get out. And Double Dummy says he's just clearly down one from this point, but this could be one of those times where they slowed the play down as well, Dana. So
Yeah,
for those of you watching, waiting for a play, they might not be thinking; they might just be slowing it down a bit.
I mean, he's got a lot to think about here. First of all, that could very easily be a singleton.
Yeah, that could just be
Um,
and then that could be really brutal, especially if the other
if he
player.
ducks and now through, and then he gets a heart. Now he's got to try to cash the diamonds. It can get very ugly pretty quickly. He can quickly envision losing uh, a
And he
club
has
rough.
what looks like maybe a quick exit if he hops ace of clubs and just starts cashing some diamonds.
Yeah, at least he might be able to pitch two hearts.
Right.
So
And then just give up two clubs and maybe
and
one spade if you
the
get lucky.
spade.
Like lead a spade.
Yeah, this is
Seems a lot
very
to hope
very
for.
uncomfortable.
Ah, you did duck it.
Yeah, I think on balance,
If
if
you're
if it's a stiff club, it's a bad scene anyway. So
right, exactly, because that means other things are probably not, going to go. And here we go, club heart switch.
nice low heart,
Yeah, really
a little
interesting.
deceptive.
Yeah, and now they have communication in that suit for both sides, which is awesome.
Hmm. So I imagine we're going to get some diamonds now, to
Yeah,
try to
they
shed
wouldn't
some
mess around with
hearts.
any spade here, right? They're just gonna try to ditch two hearts and then maybe play.
I mean, it's tough if he runs the jack of spades and it holds, then he can play. It's
Nah,
a
yeah.
lot happier to play diamonds, but
Yeah, but then once they knock the ace of hearts out, though, it's just like okay, it's now or
yeah,
never probably. If I'm so he's gonna shake one heart, and then I mean I suppose he
yeah,
could
and it's
shake a
interesting.
second heart when Chris roughs the diamond as well. I mean I guess that's a choice,
I think that's likely.
right? Because he's if Chris is roughing with the long hand, maybe he's getting out with just a natural trump loser anyway.
And then so I do think Chris will rough this.
Yep, and I think heart is
Um,
probably happening.
or he could Over rough, play a club to the ace and another jack and the jack of
Oh, that
diamonds.
is a sexy play also. But he
And
might.
now it's kind of the same thing, maybe.
He's pretty confident the king of clubs is to his right, just based on the lead at this point,
Right.
right?
So it's actually pretty convenient to have Chris on lead.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's see, but it looks like he's not going to be able to avoid losing this trick one way or another, like a heart or a spade, plus another spade.
Okay. So he did over rough.
Okay.
So now, and again, trading a trick there, right? He has to lose a heart now. It's
Well, he's going to go, if he plays a club to the ace, now we can play the jack of diamonds. And
right, but
now,
now he's
again, Chris
but
off.
the same kind
It's
of.
the same sort of thing.
I like that. This is a really nice way to kind of draw trumps without taking a ton of risk, knowing kind of what's happening behind you. This was the only thing. Okay, he's like, okay, thank you. You did not have a stiff club, although
Yeah, that's good. Although,
leading towards
I
that
mean,
is the way to go.
it's possible the only way to make it is
He's playing the jack.
to play the jack. But I
Yeah,
don't think he will. I think he's going to
yeah,
sort of play safe
because
here.
he kind of knows that that this is very unlikely to be successful, and he
Yeah, so
locks
now when
up
he
this
plays the
jack of diamonds
jack and
play.
he roughs it and he can over rough again. And now he play
Club or a heart?
club. I don't know.
Does he shake a heart
He
this
hasn't
time? I
lost a
can't
lot of
think so,
tricks.
right?
He's
Yeah,
doing well. He's
he
up to
is.
six
He up to
tricks.
six. He needs an end play basically.
Yeah. So can he bring that around if he let's see. I don't know. Maybe if
If
he
he roughs this and plays a
plays a
heart,
heart and Chris wins,
he's just gonna
say,
cash a club,
yeah, he can cash a
and
club
now
and play a
and now
club
they
and
just now he's just
yeah.
scoring the queen of
So
spades.
if he wins this and plays a club, then Chris can cash the heart. It's the same thing.
Yeah, yeah.
If he plays ace, king of spades, and a spade, they
Okay,
can win and cash the club. Okay.
so he shook. Yeah, got it. Yeah, so he shook a heart. Here comes probably a club right here, right?
Yeah, I would think so. It's
And
the
then just let's
simplest.
take some tricks.
Maybe a spade. I don't know.
Interesting hand. I mean, it's weird when you have a missed point on an auction. It can lead to some very very interesting lines here, and this was one of them. He had to think he had some chance here.
I mean, if diamonds survived, he was going to be okay.
For sure, right? Because then he gets to pitch both hearts, and he still hasn't
Hmm.
lost a trick yet, or he hasn't.
Yeah.
And then he can
He's going
probably
to
just
lose
lead a
like
low spade
sort
to the
of two
jack
clubs and a spade. Yeah.
and draw 3 rounds of trump. So yeah, now he sees this is no good for him. He's roughed enough on the right that he could just think Queen Doubleton is a win here, also, right? Because
Yeah. It's always suspicious when they give you an entry you would not otherwise have to take a finesse that you would otherwise not be able to take.
I know. So this one, the writing has been spray painted on the wall and highlighted. We are definitely watching the correct table because the other table is far ahead. In fact, let's take a little peek there. All right, the other table is on board 24, so not too far ahead, actually. They're just on the next result there. Who's in at the other table? Let's see. It's all right, it's Aaron and Andrew. And the other East-West pair, also not too familiar with either. Dan, I don't know if you've... big win, 12
Um,
imps. Game
yeah.
swing once again, and let that be a lesson that even the best players can have some mistakes in the auctions. Ooh, look at this.
Definitely. It happens to all of us.
Yeah. I've done it to you, I'm sure. We've only played like twice, but you've been victimized. I was telling somebody the other day, Andrew was at the mercy of me putting him minus 1,400 one day. I made an unusual
When?
2-no Trump bid with like a 2 count, and he paid the price for that one.
The thing with the bids, the takeout style bids, when your partner has to do it.
Yeah, yeah. I'll. I don't think he'll ever forget that one, and I certainly won't. All right, just kind of everyone else thinks this is kind of a normalish hand, except for Chris. he has this massive 19 count. 5-5. There's your game force. Interesting. They played 4 hearts in the other room. Will they play 3-no Trump here with this void, or is Chris did pass actually? Sorry.
Oh wow. I
So
mean,
he's got a nice source of tricks and maybe 2 suits, but definitely
yeah,
fast auction.
interesting. I mean, I wonder if he and Gavin have an agreement that the 3 club bid is real. Um, a true 5-5 as opposed to a fake bid that you might
Gotcha.
need.
Which made it easier for him to bid 3, because he
Would
could have
it?
bid 3 diamonds here instead of 3-no Trump, right? Or done something.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna go. Well, I guess it's not super clear. However, the spade finesse is working, so they do have 9 rippers with everything going like it is.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
9 with the
9.
spade finesse, but
He might
will
play
he?
hearts. Oh, I
Yeah,
guess.
he could play hearts or diamonds for an extra trick. To be fair, without to not take the spade finesse, I guess.
This is a very very exciting match point hand.
Well, this is and then wait, this is interesting too because if they play hearts and diamonds, he has pitches from dummy to make,
Yeah, I know it's not going to be comfortable at all.
so he might have to just start. Yeah, this is an interesting hand. 4 hearts looks like the easier contract to play, actually. Because I guess, yeah, South is on lead, 4 hearts.
Every suit is too good.
Yeah, I know. Because he can't pitch a club from dummy, and he's already pitched 1 heart.
Just spade, but he's giving up on the spade suit.
Yeah, if he just loses his spade finesse, he just could lose 5 tricks also.
Well, so it depends. I mean, South. It's not totally clear what South is going to do if he puts in the Queen of Diamonds, which seems like maybe a good idea, with the Jack of Diamonds. Now Gavin's going to really.
That's what I mean. If he wins this trick, he's not in a great, comfortable spot. I mean, he kind of almost. Does he almost have to just take a spade finesse and hope it wins for 9, or does he risk?
I can't play on diamonds because he doesn't have an entry. Like, doesn't have 2 entries.
And yeah, and he's gonna, and he's if
So
if they play on diamonds, he's what are his 2 pitches?
yeah, I think he's got to play heart. Well, if they play the Queen of Diamonds, he plays the
He
King of
plays
Diamonds,
the
and he
king.
plays the 9 of Hearts.
Boom,
Say
King
they
of Hearts,
win.
Ace of Diamonds. Oh, now his diamonds are just good though. But then,
Yeah, they play the Ace of
sorry,
Diamonds.
yeah. He
Yeah,
shakes a
so
spade. Yeah,
I
that's
think
fine.
I think he's okay.
Yeah. I'm discounting the fact that he's going to be creating the diamond tricks in his hand here. All right, so Ace of Diamonds, the low diamond. Ooh,
Oh,
could
low
get
diamond's a
this
nice
right.
play.
Yeah, in fact, he will get this right. That's automatic, right? There you go.
Yeah, yeah, that was nice.
That's like
All
a
right,
breath
so
of fresh
now
air.
he's
It's
gonna
like,
be like, okay,
I don't know.
okay,
Now I just have to hope clubs are no worse than 4-2.
yeah. I guess maybe now he will take the spade.
Right, because it's safe. Like the worst they can do is cash a couple hearts, right?
Yeah, or I
He,
guess
he pitches. Now he just runs. Okay, got it.
everything is fine. Everything is
Yeah.
fine. He's in the driver's seat. But this is
I know. He's already
funny
taken
hand.
2 diamonds. Interesting. 4 hearts in the other room. Again, I think probably they had an auction where East especially was a little bit uncomfortable about playing no trump with their hand, so they found a way to play hearts.
Yeah. I mean, everybody did pretty well to stay low with the bad, missing the
Well, this might be a fun
hearts.
frequency look also to see what the other
Oh,
tables
yeah.
might have done. Let's take a little sweat at that right there.
Now Gavin's
Change.
going to pitch his good heart. This is a really funny hand. Okay, let's see.
Ooh, there. Wow. All right, we have
Oh,
some
wow.
people. Is that five spades? Am I reading that right?
Uh, five spades. Yes, four spades and five spades are both played. Very good, very
Wow.
good.
Interesting.
Two
Not going to do well there.
hearts.
Two hearts
This
stayed low.
seems
Not.
insufficiently enterprising.
That
On the
sounds like it could have maybe have been well, maybe a system fix or some
Yeah,
system mix up of some kind. One of them made a fortune bid.
definitely could have been.
I was expecting to see maybe a few four hearts and three nos. The spade bids, I guess not that surprising. Maybe East just says, okay, well, partner, I hope you have five, but if you have four, it probably isn't maybe isn't the worst, but definitely not a good choice score wise, unfortunately for them.
That is a wild
Super weird.
frequency.
Super
Shit went down, people.
they this is well, no, this is not a good slam. Sorry. Look at why this.
Wow.
I mean, it ends up you're gonna make a lot of tricks on this hand, but yeah, this is gonna be four spades. Same thing.
Yeah.
What does North bid though? Do they just bid four spades? Do they bid four clubs here? That would keep
I
it
would be
low
scared to
also.
bid. I don't think four clubs sounds like a splinter in spades. I think it sounds like
Oh,
great.
sorry,
Let's
they didn't bid a spade. Excuse me, Stan. I'm so
yeah.
sorry.
No,
I'm looking
no,
at
no,
this.
no.
I'm just like, oh, diamond, a heart, of spade. Nice, no double. Excuse me.
Yeah. No, but that happens so often, right? You'll, especially as we get more experienced, we start to get a little bit, oh, I can make a cubit, I can splinter, and sometimes you forget that there's no suit.
Yeah, we haven't
So,
established the actual suit yet, and there,
well,
two hearts was some sort of probably very good hand for North here. They didn't alert it, but that's what we can kind of expect it is, right?
I suspect that two hearts sets a game force.
Yeah,
So now they can sort of bid comfortably without being afraid of being passed.
which is exactly what they want to do with this hand. However, now they just boom four spades, which kind of takes all the mystery out of it.
Yeah, I mean, she might have considered four clubs at that point.
It's right now that we've established our fit, and she does have. I mean, if she catches heart shortness in her partner's hand, and she knows they have four spades, that's. I guess maybe because they are only 4-4, they have an 8 card fit.
Mhm. Yeah, it's an unusual 8 card fit that's Yahtzee here.
I know. They get to draw 2 rounds of trump.
Draw
Uh,
2 rounds.
although they're going to lose a heart and a spade, right? On this lead.
Yeah, let's see if they cash the heart, play a heart, then they get a. Ah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. They I guess they didn't get a heart lead at the other table, I suppose. That would make
Well, if
sense.
they so what if they Oh yeah, you're right.
Because
They're just gonna
they
lose
just
the
they're
heart.
just gonna
Yep.
rough the diamond and cash
Yeah.
a heart.
Indeed.
Weird.
Good lead by Gavin as usual.
Yeah, yeah, nice job. No eyebrows raising for a long time now for the East West pair here. They're swimming well.
Oh, my brother has texted us.
Ooh, is he coming? In
I don't
fact,
know.
you know what? Let me send him a link if he's interested. He's he may join us. I think Danny's going to come back for the next session.
He's
And
texted us watching. I'm sorry. This is not going to be interesting to anybody except for you and me.
is he
He's
watching with
texted
his
us to
girl?
watch with his girl and his girl, his ladies.
Oh man, that is lovely.
It's
June is her name, correct? Michael or Dan is a new aunt, and
yeah,
her name is June. Middle name I can't remember.
Sylvia,
Sylvia,
which
that's
is
right.
yes, my
Sylvia
dad's
Moss.
mom's name.
Okay.
Also Sylvia Moss. Many many
I thought it
Sylvias
was a
of them.
bridge connection.
It is my dad's mom. She plays or
Yeah.
she played.
Nice, nice. I'm gonna send this to a few people just in case. Just getting going here in the first couple of days. I think we'll have this figured out by tomorrow perfectly.
Terrific.
As you can see when we started, it's just that the love bridge kind of just appears, and then it's like, okay, get everything together. So it's new, but it's amazing.
The software, it appears to have some improvements from last year, which is very exciting.
Yeah, and honestly, the beauty of this it's several fold. In fact, I keep finding things that make it super easy for streaming, basically. And and I feel like it's so good for bridge and also for broadcasting. And here you go. This is a little delay. What this usually means is the play is slow at one or more tables, so they have to make sure that everyone's finished a board until they can kind of show it to us. So it's probably one or more matches that are just taking some time. So we're just gonna chill and wait till it comes. And here, I'll send a link to some people if you want to join. If you're watching and you get a link from me, feel free to join anytime you want. You are welcome at any moment.
So I am curious to see if anybody got in trouble on this board.
Let's take a look.
Yeah. Oh, now we've got.
Well, we can, and then now they've sped it up a little bit too, so they must have just had a little bit of a break in action there. This one doesn't look like it's going to be necessarily amazing here. So let's take a step back and see more of the trouble. Yeah, there we go. There's someone in two diamonds doubled for 800 there, and then that twice actually. They played two diamonds doubled with the south hand. I mean, they got into the auction. And in fact, can we see? Let's see. There it is. There's your penalty for overcalling with that hand, folks. And just not a great player sitting in that seat. But again, you usually want to be looking at that spot and saying, hey, would I open this hand? And I mean, maybe you would if you're that aggressive. But here, unfortunately, two players chose that one. And then the 5 spade bids were weird. 4 spades also there.
So I feel that is justice. I see a lot when I play with newer players that there's a lot of overcalling of 2 of a minor with sort of balanced 12
with
counts with
hand.
5 minor.
Yeah.
Well, even slightly better hands. Say you had the same hand with a queen of hearts. Now you might do that, but
you still don't love it, and you probably shouldn't.
Still don't love it. So the way that I've heard it taught that I kind of agree with is that you can, if you're going to do it, you're showing either 6 diamonds. So if you had the same hand with 6 diamonds, no problem.
Yep.
Much safer on this hand. Or you're showing if you only have 5 diamonds, you have a no trump overcall, but some, the strength of a no trump overcall, but some flaw for.
And that's the best way to put it. The reason you get in there with a little less is because of extra shape and extra length in the suit, and that's it. Or you just have extra values, right? You cannot have, or you don't want to have a hand like that. Again, that could just be getting a little out of whack and opening up your range a bit. But that's what happens when it goes wrong.
For sure. I mean, and sometimes at match points, especially, you kind of have a feeling like it's the time to bid. And what's the worst that could happen? Just another 0 added to the pile. But when you play teams, you're a little more sensitive about bringing back -800 to your partners when you were supposed to go -130.
That's the big thing. That exactly, Dana. When sometimes you're just kind of. You're going to take a nice ho-hum -110 rather than this -800 that you've exposed yourselves and your team to, which, I've exposed all of my partners and teammates to the worst bridge ever, but,
Yes, I'm sorry. Sorry to all of my teammates who have suffered before I learned this lesson, and even after I should have known better.
We should have an apology tour on the ACBL webpage or something. And so this is just a kind of in fact, we've gotten ahead of the other table, amazingly enough. Take a look.
So we
do not have another result.
Oh, Queen of Spades through would see this set at this point.
That would be a heck of a play too. It has to be Queen of Spades also. Yeah.
It does. So, yes, otherwise now he's going to take a club for 3. 3 diamonds is 6, and 3 hearts is 9.
Amazing. We
It's
can,
tough, unnatural play, right, from north to play the queen of spades there, but
but
you can kind of see.
that's their only chance of beating it maybe here, and that may be the solution that they were looking for.
So often you play low and you hope, but here you don't have any other entries to your hand, so the only way to defeat this is if you can repeat the finesse in spades.
Yep, and that's why the queen becomes the right play, because if they decide to duck, okay, let's come through it again. However, I guess they can win by ducking twice though.
Nope,
However, that no,
that's
sorry,
five tricks.
that's enough tricks. Exactly. You only
Enough
need you
tricks.
only need that many. Bingo. Three spades would do it. And Gavin's going to be just. You might think you're getting an amazing result here, and it's just unfortunately the same thing that happened at the other table.
Oh yeah.
Other player on lead, I suppose they played in the east chair, but still. My God, the hearts broke. It could be good.
Yeah, yeah.
Win zero. Win zero.
I played a team match recently where I felt like only terrible things happened to us, which was true. But to be fair, terrible things happened to our opponents also. And then it turned out that the terrible things that had happened to us had been repeated at the other table. So those were all
Magic.
pushes.
Yeah.
And the terrible things that happened to our opponents had not been repeated. So we blew it out.
It's always a breath
So
of fresh air. Yeah.
it's comforting sometimes to remember that your problems where you failed to make this brilliant shift. Uh, it's not totally clear that even another world class player is going to do that thing that you didn't find.
Totally.
But it never feels good.
No, no, and it's well, I mean, that's the game we play, right? It's torturous, but lovely.
Do you? Oh, go ahead.
No, no, please.
The only time that it feels good is if you play barometer, which I think is pretty rare now in real.
Yeah, although
I
it's the easiest to do now ever, and we never see a live barometer game. I mean, that's
feel like so the European tournaments are almost kind of barometer because they have 10 boards set, so you check pretty regularly where things are, and
that's a good
somehow
way to
I
do
feel
it.
like yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
We did one we had fun games in New York once in a while where our friend David would run like that barometer style thing. It's always it's always nice to get that instant result. And
yeah, it's super fun, and you
yeah.
compare in real time with everybody else what's going on.
And toward the end, it can be really exciting because you kind of can intuit what you might need here or there. So speaking of creating variants, which all the broadcasts are blurring together, but that's a spot where that could be really.
Oh yeah,
advantageous.
when you know you're behind and you can kind of see.
Yeah.
The platinum pairs used to be barometer.
That's honestly that's fascinating because that's the event you want to do it with too, because those are the players that are going to be sweating all of that stuff basically.
It was so fun. I happen to know this was true back in the day because I was playing with my regular partner at the time in the finals, and we did not belong. And we were trying very hard to finish anti-penultimate. Not last in the finals.
And thank you for bringing up your lawyerly, and bridge words anti-penultimate.
That was the goal, and I do not believe that we achieved it. I believe that we were penultimate.
You were penultimate. At least you weren't last.
Wow. But you have goals at for us, making the third day was a very, very exciting achievement.
Honestly, I would hang that on my mantle. Third day of the platinum pair is done.
but with the barometer, the race for not last.
Honestly, my best result ever was with you. We were tied third, fourth in the GNTs that one year in the Open Championship.
I think that's my best result ever.
My favorite team of all time. We not I think I felt bad for the other teams that no one was not rooting for us basically because other than myself, everyone was amazing on the team as far as like the friendliest people of all time. Also,
so Rob and I represented New York together, which was incredibly fun. But
honestly,
very typical.
Just representing New York was a win.
Oh, it was a huge win. We were seriously underdogs for that.
Yeah.
But typical of Bridge and how Bridge has evolved, my entire New York team has now moved into Florida.
Oh my God, that's right. All of us, every single one of us are in Florida except for you.
Yeah.
Oh man. So when you move to Florida, we'll do a reunion tour.
Sure. And will come in seventh in the Florida GNTs.
So this is pretty. The two no trumps is just some sort of 4 card heart race. 3 clubs is probably a minimum in their system of some kind, and now Chris has just popped off the 4 hearts. I mean, we can tell what they're talking about or game forcing hearts any minimum. Great, and now Chris knows. Okay, that's it. Uh, Other than a couple of interesting boards, there hasn't been a lot of action hands this set. Am I just kind of forgetting what we've gone through here? There isn't
No, I think you're right. But on this, I think they're going to be a swing on this hand. The club lead, well,
two
don't,
clubs.
am I missing something? You're going to lose 2 clubs and 2 diamonds, right?
Yeah, yeah. Is there a strip down and end play here or no?
Um,
Can they play? They
if
can duck
he,
this, and then if they don't switch to a diamond, can they get out club? No, no. The queen of clubs is in the north end.
yeah, I think something
This is down one.
bad needs to happen in order for them.
Let's. Hey, you're a broadcaster now. You cannot show allegiance to any.
Something bad needs to happen for the
I, I,
defense. The defense has to have a an oopsies. I
yeah,
think.
I think so.
Is there anything?
The oopsies. I mean, it doesn't. As long as they don't pitch the queen of clubs in the north end, it seems like it's gonna.
Yeah,
And when would they have opportunity to do that?
this will also simplify things, I think. I mean, I guess South could try to cash a second diamond, but that seems unlikely. I think that they're gonna
Oh,
just quietly beat this.
that's possibly what happened at the other table. Maybe they decided to cash the second diamond. In fact, let me sweat that right here. I have another window open now for us.
Oh, oh.
We're getting a little bit more comfortable with this software now. Now we can do the really big stuff.
I mean, this is next generation bridge forward right here.
All right, so let me
It's
see. How did they
you
do
know
it?
it's actually a good illustration. It can be so tempting when you see a casher to cash it. Um, and looking at this hand, you might think, oh, if partner just has Jack third of hearts, then I'm golden. But the
It
partner can't have Jack third of hearts. They opened a heart.
it went it went king of clubs, duck, queen of clubs, win ace, and now the end plays magic. Right?
Ah,
Because if you think about it, folks, if it goes king of clubs, you play low, and then North follows with the queen, and you win the ace. Now you strip out spades, you draw trump, and you lead the 8 of clubs, and South has to win it with the jack, and there's your ball game.
yes.
Wow,
So very nice shift from North here to avoid and playing her partner by giving him
exactly.
a diamond through.
Well done, and that you're gonna get a nice.
And what card did South might have helped on the first by discouraging in clubs?
And I will tell you that they may not have. I don't know.
We don't know, but it's always it's an interesting another philosophical question
Well, you
because you're
you really want partner to switch to a diamond early, and that's why
Mhm.
you would. And in fact, I suppose the 4 of clubs would be encouraging for Aaron and Andrew. So yeah, Aaron encouraged clubs, and that got the club return. It looks like.
Mhm.
But you're right. Looking at the ace queen of diamonds is a time where you might want that first, right? And then you can kind of decide what you're doing after that. But yeah,
Yeah.
it looks like the defense is certainly picking up on this one. Very nice for them. For them.
Well done. I mean, notice that it's not totally clear from North's perspective whether to switch to a club or a diamond or a spade.
Sure.
Either
Yeah.
partner could be sitting there with ace queen of diamonds or king jack of spades.
Yeah, both
Um,
of which mean we need to get on this right now rather than the other. So that
right,
makes
but
sense
it
too.
seems indicated to try one of them for sure.
Yeah. All right. Well done by North South on this one for a reasonable swing. Some
10.
non-vulnerable, but yeah, I think I was gonna say 10 before you.
Oh,
I've seen
okay.
this one enough. No, no, no. We know
I
you're the.
mean,
What do we call you? The imp master? Is that
so I saw a new score for me in Louisville.
okay?
Um, but it hilariously didn't happen to me. It almost happened to me, and in fact, did happen to Chris, my husband,
Okay.
on the same hand
Who's
in the
sitting
same way,
east here?
who's sitting east. So
Yeah.
Chris and Helgamo, who are
One of
partners
yeah.
during the year, went minus 1920.
Oh wait! I think I know this one. Is it like
Okay, so you
six of?
think
Is
about
it
that.
six of a minor redoubled making it?
Nope.
Okay, sorry. I don't know then.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe that wasn't how they went minus 1920. In another distributional hand here.
Yeah, I mean the North South have a monster heart fit and look like they could make 12 tricks. Is that possible? Can they get rid of enough diamonds on this hand? Maybe not.
It's a little tricky because the club does not rough
Yeah, the roughing finesse is
out.
off,
So let's see. We
and it doesn't rough out. Yeah.
would have to pitch all the diamonds, which is a lot of them.
The other room has bid to six hearts, so they are currently playing six hearts in the other room. Let's see what
Ooh la
happens
la.
here. Three diamonds is a big, a well, three diamonds should be extra values, and I would you assume this shows a heart fit here? Is that what you would have played as, or would this just be any good hand here, Dana? And
Yes.
you're all yeah. I was just gonna say the I don't know or yes option is there too because I don't know what the heck it would be either.
For me, it would show hearts because for me, I could bid two spades and that would be 100% game forcing here. So,
Understood. Yeah,
um,
gotcha.
so I don't know if everybody would play that way, but I think and double is available for sort of other hands where I want to. So this for me is hearts. I I agree that it's a big bid, but
Which got a good hand.
yeah.
Queen of
So
Diamonds is
let's see.
kind of you,
Can they?
you hate
Can you
having that
make
card.
it? If on a heart lead, hypothetically, diamond heart, you can't make it. You have
No,
to.
you can't get rid of enough in time, and you don't have enough injuries back to your hand
Although you
without.
don't.
Oh,
You only have to remember your fifth diamond is actually good. So despite them.
yeah, no, but
So let's
you
see.
have to rough three, and
You
you
have
have
to
to
rough
get back to
three.
your hand enough times.
Right.
So
So on a trump lead, it's no good. On I think on another lead you'd sort of be okay
like
because
spade would probably be the only other lead you would see from that hand, right?
yeah.
They wouldn't risk. I mean, a club would be amazing.
Yeah. Club. So a spade wouldn't hurt you. You'd still be okay, and you
Right,
have those
right.
luxury of a club lead, a club to your ace, um, for one of your
So look at
roughs.
this. It went four clubs, and they're not necessarily alerting anything here because this is a natural-ish auction, I suppose. If they assume they have a heart fit, four diamonds was another look maybe here, and now
Hmm.
just four hearts.
That's a lot of trying from the north hand. Although four clubs, I assume, is cooperative.
Yeah, and interesting. I guess South knows the North only has four hearts, so they maybe can see the fact that they have a lot of diamonds to get rid of, and it might not work out for them. But here, it's going to be a win for the East-West pair because they did, in fact, not make six hearts in the other room.
Yeah, it's going to be a sizable swing.
Yeah,
Another vulnerable one, 13. So
13
yeah, I
again.
mean,
Yeah,
it's a little scary from here. I would have been scared because I would have maybe expected North to have the same hand with a stiff small diamond or no diamonds and
right.
like the king of clubs. Um, and if that this hand had no diamonds, we might be in business.
And look at the lead there was a trump. Yeah, they let it trump, so it made it even. That's probably like the worst thing for your chances on that board is
Yeah, I wonder if this sort of aggressive, maybe unorthodox four card diamond overcall here for the lead, which is good against three no for sure,
yeah.
helped a little bit because it helped them
Helped
evaluate.
keep them out and kind of devaluate not only the stiff queen but also five small diamonds in their hand.
Yeah.
So I What are your thoughts on four card overcalls? Because they can be so amazing for lead directs, especially if you have a good four card suit. And again, I wouldn't teach anybody to do this, but it's becoming more and more. I don't want to say acceptable, but in favor among the expert crew.
I think so. I saw Gib, the
Gibbs doing
bridge
it all the
base
time now. It's
robot.
weird.
Yeah,
It's like once every session you'll see that, or maybe not that much, but enough that it's noticeable.
it's weird. I did not know that the robots were being taught four card overcall. So
Me either.
if that's a metric of what's becoming in vogue, I totally agree.
Right.
It's so normal that
I thought most of the top pros I talk to are not that keen on it, but others will be like, others have good arguments. Let's put it that way. And honestly, that would have been an amazing lead director for the times they are playing no Trump in that situation with partner having like a card in that suit. But
yeah, I actually think it should have made it more likely that they got to slam. Because if I were South, I would have for sure known that partner was void and diamonds.
gotcha. Yeah. So okay, you mean on the other side, it should have affected them. It should have pushed them to slam
Yeah,
instead
it
of.
should have pushed them.
I see. Okay.
It should have
Thank you.
caused them to misevaluate their holding, I think.
Thank you
But
for clarifying. I was the
no,
wrong.
I think I said the other thing, but now thinking about it, eh. Anyway,
Back to this end. Yeah.
back
So
to this hand. More
pretty
clubs.
pretty decent double, and now what's Chris gonna do? What a hand
He's gonna
opposite
do
a takeout double.
wow. Yeah. Although he's seen some takeout doubles before.
Oh, that's right. He did this session see a 4x1 10 count. Was it 8 points?
Eight.
It was two
Two
aces.
aces.
Two aces.
Two aces.
Yeah.
So he's gonna discretion is the better part of valor.
Pretty
For Chris.
descriptive choice, though, right? Hey, just kind of telling partner what you have in your hand. Just maybe not this many diamonds, but still.
I mean, Gavin's got a good hand for diamonds, but not.
But
Can't
everything
really
else is like a
underestimate.
dumpster fire, right? So.
Yeah. It's a little specific that he would make five if he were in it, I think.
I
He
know because
loses one.
the hearts are behaving and the spade finesse is winning, so you're gonna make five, and obviously the diamonds are splitting.
Easy game.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, at the other table, they are in four diamonds, so this will be a
Okay.
chop of action if they play it the same. I like having that other table open. We don't have to go look at it, but it's nice to kind of know what's happening over there. And this
For
match has
sure.
gotten a lot closer since we've been watching it, Dana. This
It
is now
has.
20.
That's honestly not what I was hoping for.
Understood
In
totally.
my
In
heart.
fact, we will understand if you never want to sweat this particular team again if we meet again in these matches, just to keep the mo going.
Well, this I gotta say, this has not been good for my rooting interests.
This
This
is an
particular set
interesting
of
line.
board.
That the Jack of Diamonds is a fun play here because he's guarding against Queen 10 third on side basically when he plays that.
Oh yeah.
That's pretty nice there. You might not think to do that as a garden variety player like myself, and now he's just like an embarrassment of riches.
Yeah. This is sort of like the sad part.
Yeah,
Now he has two entries to the
yeah.
board.
It
Good
gets
times.
the four and he can't beer it because diamonds is trump. Excuse me. So that's not happening. All right, this was the penultimate board. Now we go on to our last chance to excel, board 30. And before we leave this session, Dana, this has only been the second session of our whole broadcast. This has been the best one so far. So congratulations.
Take that.
I don't know if we have the
Uh,
links worked out just yet, but luckily it's early, so if people aren't watching, it's okay. But it's been a pleasure to talk bridge with you, and looks like one more delay before the last hand gets in. This has been a crisply played set. I have to give it to them. They have not delayed much at all here in the play. It's nice to see.
uh, it has been quite crisp. I agree.
We like these tables. Ooh, another
Um,
5-5 hand in the west chair, and a two spade opener probably before it gets there.
the 5% speed up is a good feature.
Love it.
It really makes it a lot more watchable for us.
Would you do a little of the old leaping Michaels here, or is this hand not good enough for that sort of bid
So for me, it's not
with a
good
past
enough.
hand? Got it. Okay.
Um,
Just a
especially opposite
pass
the
too.
past.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little surprising.
Wait, North. Did North really just pass two spades? I guess they have a 13 count with 4-3-3. They are kind of saying, yeah, I don't need to be preempting if it's going to go past two passes by the opponents, right?
I guess.
What's going on though? They
That's
can make a. They lose a
they can't.
spade, a club, no diamonds. They make a lot of hearts.
Yeah.
They are in four spades in the north at the other table though, so this might
So this is going to be
be
another swing,
another.
I believe.
Auction's not over yet. There did go. There went Leaping Michaels at the other table over two spades. They
Wow,
jumped to
that's
four
a
clubs.
very different judgment about
With
the
partner being a
hand.
passed hand, you only having 11 points. That's a lot of step out. But they did end up just playing four spades there.
Okay, but four spades is
Is
not going to
no
go
bueno.
well.
Sí. Yo aprendiendo español, Dana. Ahora mismo.
No es bueno. That's the language. Uh,
You said it correctly. It is not good that I'm learning Spanish.
no
I
es bueno.
agree.
No, that's the level of the Spanish that Chris and I speak together. Usually talking about one or more of our cats.
Nice.
No es bueno.
I that was it. Was that Queen of Clubs the right play? Did that actually happen? Do you think, or
Uh,
no? Forget it. I think I missed who led there. That's all. It just got it sped up. It sped
okay.
up a little bit on me there, and then I
That
missed
is
what
one
just
glitch that
happened.
I see sometimes. I don't have great internet, and then sometimes the software at the Love Bridge will show me the wrong
Yep, I think we
part.
had that in the first session too, where it just something weird happened, but then it just kind of glitched back into the matrix. Apparently, the other room is gonna just
Oh,
have
they're
that
not going to
same
make.
result.
Oh, that was.
Whoa, what happened there?
Did he duck a club
6 o'clock.
accurately to avoid being end played? So end accurately end playing north? I can't tell because
That would be
now.
that would be a nice play there, right? Because he could have won the 10 of clubs, but now he has to lead a heart, which is a slough rough. Nice job,
Right.
Gavin.
Yeah. Casual, great play
Wow,
to beat just a
Mr.
trick.
Wolpert. That's that. Well, that makes the loss way less, because they're going to go down in four spades in the other room, and
Right.
if
Quite a few, but
they held it down too, so it's a 2 imp swing rather than a bigger one if they had actually made this sucker.
well done, sir. You did it so
Yeah.
quickly, we basically didn't notice.
Well, yeah, they sped up a little bit on us there, but if we can, in fact, I want to show them exactly what happened there. So I think I can do that if I jump over to my scorecard here, and let's look at it. There is the correct table, and here it is. Let's rip through it. So at this point, at the very end, and I'm just going to try to click through as quickly as I can here, Dana.
So okay, so Gavin, by the way, knows the club situation because Chris played the eight of clubs. So he was playing high low from his two club holding.
Yep. So he has a perfect count on that, and now when it goes Queen of Hearts.
And he knows how many hearts partner has, and he knows how many spades partner has. So he has a full. Gavin knows exactly the shapes
This is not the right
at
hand,
play.
right?
Oh, oh,
This
so this just happened totally differently than we saw it somehow.
It did actually, because
Okay,
now he actually has the jack
now
ten
he
of
still has
clubs.
a diamond.
So yeah, this was the speed up or something. It kind of got a trick out of
Okay,
itself
that
because
got weird.
here, yeah, there's the normal diamond play from that. Weird, interesting. Now we know
Had it been otherwise,
when it
had it been
speeds up.
otherwise.
When it speeds up, it's a little weird. It's a little weird. And that's it. That's 30 boards in. So halfway through the first day. Unfortunately for these teams, that means 6 sessions left in just this first round.
I love it. These matches, you can relax a little. It's going to be formful. If you're the stronger team, you can take some bad luck. You can take some mistakes.
That's why the
Um,
matches are so long and why it's so good that they're so long is that the better teams will tend to win with a longer horizon essentially, and that's why
mhm.
it's a true test of skill, or as true as we can get. And no one has to test your skill. You're the best, Anna. Thank you so much for joining us. I'll see you, I think, tomorrow for another session of wonderful bridge play.
I look forward to it. Thank you, Rob, and thanks everyone who's watching. I hope you all enjoy.
Yes, and we will see you again very soon. In fact, in another couple hours, you may see another Berkowitz on the screen in front of you. So, I mean,
Ooh,
hold
which
your
one?
applause until then. All right. Thanks a lot, Dana. We'll see you again soon.
See ya.